What's up, everybody? It's Gabe,
Marco.
and this is analysis number 4. And we're going to be reviewing the weekend's games on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and previewing the midweek games from Monday to Wednesday. So let's start with the first game of the week, and it was in the Premier League on Friday, Man United Tottenham. I predicted this once again. I got Man U 1-1 with Tottenham. What were your thoughts on the game?
I thought it was a really good game. Both teams, I think they're equal. Tottenham and Man U. Pogba's back. He played a really good game.
Yeah, he came on, he made the difference. But let's start on the first half. I thought Man U started very well. They were possessing the ball well, and Tottenham, you know how Mourinho plays. It's always like sit back, win the ball, counterattack. They got fast players up top. Bergwijn, obviously.
That was a great goal.
That was a good goal, but I think De Gea could have done better. Then at halftime, I don't know if you saw, Roy Keane made some comments about De Gea and how he shouldn't be allowed on the bus, and same with Maguire, but I do agree with him. I think De Gea has been really poor for like the last 2 seasons.
But he called him a really overrated goalkeeper.
I think he's right though.
But
you're gonna what has De Gea done in the past 2 years? I really think De Gea started going down ever since the World Cup, where he made a lot of mistakes in that game against Portugal.
So maybe his mind's not really there right now. You never know. Maybe he wants to leave and he just doesn't say it yet.
Well, yeah, I thought in the first half, United did well. I thought they deserved more, but I think Tottenham's game plan was obvious. It was, counterattack. You got good players on the wings. I was really disappointed with Harry Kane. I didn't think he had a good game.
No, me either.
For Man U, I thought Bruno Fernandes did well. Attacking wise, United did well. They need to be more clinical, and that's why I think where they lack. They don't have a true number 9. I know Rashford and Martial are very good players, but to me, they're more out and out wingers.
Do you think Bruno Fernandes can only score from a dead ball?
No.
Because, he has 3 penalties?
Yeah, but honestly, his role in the team is not to score goals. It's just to lead the team, and I think he knew that well. If we move on to the second half, I think United were down, but Pogba, when he came on, I just felt like his whole presence just changed the whole game.
He did. It did.
He was the one who won the penalty, and yes, I did think it was a penalty. But I was really impressed with Pogba's attitude and everything, because there were questions of, why is Pogba not starting? Is he still not fit? I think he looked fit. He looked good. So for Pogba and for Man U, this is a good sign, but we still don't know what is going to happen with Pogba. In terms of that, I think the second half was pretty stale. There wasn't really that much to happen. I think United got their penalty, got their goal from Bruno Fernandes, but other than that, Tottenham didn't really do anything.
I think both teams deserved a tie. I don't think there was one winner.
I think that was the right result.
Yeah, I don't think there was one winner.
Well, on to Saturday in the Prem. Once again, Arsenal failed to capitalize. Brighton won, scored in the last minute with the guy who actually injured Leno. Let's first talk about Leno's injury and how big this is for Arsenal. And going on to our title, what's going on with Arsenal?
I don't know.
Leno gets injured, and Leno is honestly Arsenal's best player right now. And, getting your first team keeper injured and, he's out for the whole season now, which is pretty big, is horrible for Arsenal. And once again, I was not impressed with Aubameyang, Lacazette. You were saying how Lacazette, was a very good world-class player.
Okay, but
I don't think he did anything.
Neither did any other player on that team. And you called them world-class players.
Who, Aubameyang?
Yeah.
You're right.
He's not proving himself anything right now. This is typical Arsenal for me. Yeah. This is typical Arsenal. Every year, it's they start off so well, great team, and then they lose to small teams.
I can't even name any Arsenal player who I thought had a good game. Maybe Pepe, he had a nice goal. It was a very good goal. He had a decent game. But once again, Arsenal just, they just failed once again. Getting scored on the last minute like that. If you saw the goal, it was like a dink over Martinez from the guy who actually fouled Leno. I just don't understand how this happens so often with Arsenal the whole season. You let down goals all the time in the last minute.
They're so unlucky.
No, for me that's not unlucky. For me, it's mentally just very weak. A draw is obviously better than a loss, and I don't think Arsenal were paying attention really in the last few minutes, probably like dozing off. They have a lot of players that just aren't Arsenal quality, in my opinion. So
What is Arsenal quality?
They lost 2-1, another loss. It's not good enough. We'll speak a bit about Wolves, how they beat West Ham away from home. 2-0.
Well, I think we both called the win, right?
Yeah. I knew. Pedro Neto got a really good goal on the volley.
Yeah.
Adama Traore got 20 minutes, and once again he showed his class.
He's so fun to watch.
But
he's the best player to watch.
I think the main thing of this Wolves team and the main player for me is Raul Jimenez.
Yeah.
He carries his team. He leads them up top. He got a goal, and he's been doing so well this season.
But such a big striker like him, do you think he should stay at Wolves or eventually go on to bigger teams, like maybe Real Madrid?
He's 29, 30 years old. Nah, he's not Real Madrid quality. For me, a good team would actually be Arsenal. I think he would do very well there.
Nah.
You don't think so? Nah, for me he would.
I feel like they ruin big players.
Or if anything, stay at Wolves. They're getting big and they're getting a good team. And I think he has like 14 goals this season.
And I think they can win Europa too. We'll see what happens.
That's a good result for Wolves. On Sunday, Chelsea played Aston Villa, and Aston Villa took the lead in the first half. They were 1-0 up at halftime.
Yeah.
I thought Villa did very well. I thought they had a really good first half. Chelsea, once again, though, the difference from Chelsea than if you compare from Arsenal in the first half, Chelsea did not have a bad first half.
No,
I thought they were creating a lot of opportunities. With all the good talent they have, Giroud started in this game, Willian, and then Mason Mount. Like I thought, Chelsea, did very well in the opening first half. In the second half, obviously they came back and they scored 2 goals right away from our man Christian Pulisic and Giroud.
Christian Pulisic, he's gonna be a great player for America. I think he's gonna be that base player for the American national team, and they should create.
But what about for Chelsea? Like, what do you think? Can he stay? Like, be a starter for?
100%. Nah, I think in my opinion, he should stay there, become a really really great player. He has the guidance of Lampard over him.
Well, we know.
I think he should stay.
You like Chelsea a lot, so
yeah,
were you pleased with what you saw?
Yeah, and they got this team since Hazard left. Like, don't get me wrong, like they're still a good team, but Hazard he was that really important player to them. So once he left, the whole thing they kind of, I don't know. With Lampard coming in, they just had to rebuild kind of.
I'll be honest with you, loss. But I see Chelsea as actually one of the teams in the Prem going up. I feel like Lampard is actually, he's connecting his pieces very well with everything he's got. Like, listen, Pulisic has been injured a lot this season, but every time he's played, he's really stepped it up, and he's actually scored a lot of goals.
I know.
Also, once again, for me, Giroud's got to be the starting striker. I like Tammy Abraham; he's good, but Giroud for me just provides something different.
All right, but with Werner coming in next year, what's going on with Giroud there?
Nah, Giroud's probably gonna leave. But I'm talking about right now. The season's still going on. They gotta get top 4. For me, Giroud needs to start every game, and I'll tell you why. Not like what I saw yesterday. His goal was like very good and everything, but the most important thing for Giroud, what he does with the team, is that he links every single player.
Yeah,
and his presence is so big. So, I thought Chelsea had a really good game in the second half. Villa obviously went down a bit, but I felt Chelsea's quality was shown. My man of the match for that game was Giroud, because I just think his presence is there. Like his goal, he got his goal. I think Chelsea are on our way up to top 4.
I think they will stay in top 4.
I think they could get it, yeah. The game after that, last game for the Premier League of the week, was Liverpool versus Everton. I thought it was a very boring game.
It was disappointing, that game.
I was very disappointed with everything. I expected more from Ancelotti. I was very disappointed that he brought on Moise Kean very late.
Yeah, I know.
I think for 30 seconds. And I just felt like Liverpool weren't sharp. Salah didn't play. Mane and Firmino obviously looked rusty.
But the quality of players is different too.
Yeah,
Liverpool and
Minamino started.
I don't take anything away from Everton because they deserve more.
I thought defensively they played very well.
They probably deserved more in that game.
Yeah, I thought Calvert-Lewin worked very hard up top, but
Yeah,
I felt like just a goal from this game was lacking, and maybe Moise Kean could have made a difference. But
that's
other
fine.
than that, there wasn't too much about this game. It was just a lot of possession based, good defense. I thought.
Yep.
So let's move on to La Liga, and let's start once again from the first game. Barca Sevilla 0-0. I said a draw. I was going for 1-1. Griezmann started on the bench because he's been poor. Suarez started, but Suarez, I think it's clear he didn't look potentially fit.
Nope.
Messi obviously couldn't provide all his magic, but this is what I've been saying. Barca just aren't, at their best.
This is a big tie for the league table. This is a huge
and
tie for the
once again, there
champions.
wasn't too much about this game. It was a lot of possession based, a couple of half chances and everything. So yeah, there wasn't too much you could say about Barca. What I could say is, defensively, Barca still looks shaky to me.
Yeah, they do. I've been
They
saying
gave
this.
some cheap chances to Sevilla. For Sevilla, this is good for them, I think, because they're not really going to challenge for the title. I think third place would be good, and I think their main objective is to win the Europa League once
Yeah.
again, which I think they can do. But moving on from this gave Real Madrid a big opportunity on Sunday to get a win, and they did. They won 2-1. Real Madrid are on fire right now. Even though Sociedad had a goal disallowed, which I actually think it was rightfully disallowed.
Yeah.
A player was blocking Courtois' view, but the main thing right now are Real Madrid new favorites for La Liga.
Well, right now they're top of the table. They're
They
tied
look
with Barca.
sharper than Barca. Benzema just looks on form. Ramos looks on form. You wanted to touch upon about Ramos.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Freaking, he's a defender with 88 goals. Have you ever heard that before? Because I haven't. That's
Nah,
that's insane. That's an
Listen,
insane stat.
Ramos gets his critics for not defending and everything, but I'll be honest, this guy is a true leader,
He
great
is.
captain. He's Real Madrid's penalty taker.
I'm not
That
the biggest.
shows a
I'm not the
lot.
biggest fan of Ramos, but you gotta give
Yeah.
respect to where it's.
I think for Madrid, this is
Supposed to.
big. Sociedad is obviously a good team too. They were top four, and Atletico actually overtook them.
Yeah.
But for Real Madrid, this is a great win. 2-1, a goal from Ramos from PK spot. He actually did get injured though, which is not a good sign. And then Benzema took down a goal that touched his shoulder and took it down brilliantly. But Madrid, once again, I think they're looking sharp. The only concern I could say is that they still do allow a couple of goals.
They do.
A positive note, though, is Hazard is playing well again. So
He's
think that's
becoming more
very
and more
good.
fit every day.
Yeah.
You see that.
So on to Bundesliga on Saturday. Dortmund won away from home. I predicted this wrong. I said a tie, but 2 goals from Erwin
I forgot
Haaland.
what I said. Oh, but what do you expect? Who do you expect?
The guy got injured against Bayern, comes back, he gets 2 goals. I think that's brilliant for him.
This guy's
But
insane.
what I wanted to touch upon about this game was that Timo Werner, they gave him a Legends thing saying how, thank you for everything, but
Yeah.
he looked horrible. in
He
this
gets
game.
subbed out 70th minute.
Yeah, nah,
How's that for a
that for me is
goodbye?
clear that your head is just on Chelsea.
Yep. Well, I mean, is he wrong for?
Yeah, and Gio
for that?
Reyna provided Haaland the assist. So
Yeah, I know.
For
I saw
Reyna, this guy's doing big things.
That's the start of something big.
He's doing big things for people like us in the U.S. and for Haaland to even tell him that this guy is like the next big thing.
Yeah.
We could see Reyna and Pulisic line up together for the next competition for the U.S. So for Dortmund, I think the best thing is to develop these two and get the best out of them and try to keep them and try to win something with them because I think these two can be the new future of Dortmund. Could be the new Lewandowski and Götze.
Maybe not that big, but yeah, I think so.
Maybe, who knows? All right, moving on to Serie A. On Sunday, Atalanta played Sassuolo, and man, Marco, the thing what I could say is that the one team to me that still looks sharp is Atalanta.
I know every team is struggling to get goals, like Juventus, the biggest team in Serie A, Inter, Napoli, and then you see Atalanta 4-1.
2 goals from Duvan Zapata. like just a great performance from every player.
Yeah. Oh,
Papu
Papu
Gomez.
Gomez.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, man, this guy's one of the most underrated players you'll ever see. But for Atalanta, what I could say is that Gasperini is just deserved for me. Could be coach of the year,
I think
honestly.
so.
Like I know Klopp, what he's done with Liverpool is brilliant, but Gasperini, this team just looks amazing. Like 4-1 against Sassuolo, yeah, you could see their goal. But let's be honest, Atalanta, they don't play like an Italian team. They
No, they
play
don't.
like a freaking Premier League team that's gonna attack you, score goals. I love this team, and I think for me personally, this team deserves a title this year.
Atalanta started off a little shaky. If you watch the game, they misplaced so many passes.
No, yeah,
Sassuolo,
no.
but the thing about Sassuolo, they couldn't
Like
score
you say though,
goals.
they can't defend,
And they could, yeah,
and they can't score
and they
goals.
couldn't score goals.
Yeah, no. Well, for Atalanta, big win, another 3 points. That puts them in fourth position. For me, they've got that lockdown.
Oh yeah, 100%. And Golini. I don't know if you saw him play, but
Mhm.
I think for me he was the man. He saved Atalanta from conceding like 5 goals.
I think he should be Italy's second goalie.
He played a really great game.
Donnarumma is obviously the best, but Golini's up there.
He saved Caputo like 3 times.
Yeah, he's brilliant goalie. Moving on to the last game on Sunday was Inter versus Sampdoria. Once again, I gotta tell you, I said 2-0, 2-1, but I gotta tell you, Inter are so inconsistent. The first half, we saw those two class goals from Lukaku and Martinez, but it was all combination from Eriksen. I thought the first half there wasn't one bad player on Inter. Everyone was
No.
playing well. You jump to the second half, you concede a goal, and I just felt like mentally they looked out of it.
Yeah, but at the same time, they did play good defense.
They did.
They didn't concede another goal.
Skriniar
They
had a
knew
really good game.
they knew what they
Yeah.
wanted to do, and they did it. They won.
I mean, that's for me Conti's best thing. Like, even he showed this at Juve. You'll be 1-0 up or a goal up, and this guy just knows how to defend that lead.
Yeah.
So I think that's good for Inter. But what I have to say though is that what you were even telling me during this game that Lautaro just doesn't look fit.
He doesn't. And we talked about our last video. Was his head at Barca?
Mhm.
But I just saw this game. He just looks so unfit.
For me, Lukaku looks good though.
He does, but Lautaro, he just didn't run to balls. When he tried to trap the balls, he just couldn't. He didn't look like he would want to
And
be there.
I thought Eriksen had a good game.
Yeah, me
so
too.
I think Inter, this is a good result for them. Obviously, this puts them in a good position because actually, we're going to preview it right now. In Serie A,
Look at the back.
if we're going to go to Inter, they're going to play Sassuolo on Wednesday.
Well,
And that's going to be big. And Atalanta also take on Lazio.
that's
So
a big
that's
game.
going to be big. But before that, we're going to predict the first game of midweek. We're going to go from Lecce to Milan.
I say Milan is gonna win this
This
game.
isn't really the biggest game, but
It's not.
you know, with Zlatan not out, I'm just gonna go. Can't really say too much because Milan are really inconsistent and Lecce do beat, and they do get good results against the big teams.
Let's just go with our predictions. I predict Milan.
I go 2-1 Milan too.
Yeah, 2-1.
2-1. I could see, I don't know, Rebic getting on the score sheet or something.
Why could you see Milan winning?
After that, same day on Monday, we got Bologna versus Juve.
See, I don't know how I feel about this game. I
Juve's away.
want to say Juve win, but I can't. I just can't.
I got big news though that I read today is that Miralem Pjanic is gonna go to Barcelona.
What a swap
Arthur
deal.
is gonna go to Juve. Pjanic isn't fitting into Sarri's plans, and I also heard from Correa dello Sport, one of Italy's biggest newspapers, that it's 100% that Sarri's not gonna stay at Juve next season. So I think that's good news.
I think that's good news and bad news.
I do think Sarri is a good coach, but I just don't think he fits Juve.
But why though? Why can't just the players adapt to his playing style? Like
I
don't think at
that's
this
what
point.
I'm saying. I don't think he's got the players.
But at this point, yeah, I think it's not the players.
Arthur's a good player.
Yeah, because at this point, like, it can't be the coach. Like,
Yeah.
look, why did Napoli get it? 2017-16. Like, why did they
And
get
it
it?
took time.
Yeah, it took time. Why can't
it
Juve?
Took 2 years.
I get it. Juve wants to win Champions League now, but it takes time to adapt to a playing style. Like, sorry.
Yeah. Well, listen. Let's not forget about Bologna. They have Mihailovic, who I think is a very good coach.
Yeah.
And they got a lot of players that cause a lot of problems, like Orsolini, who's very good.
I love Orsolini.
Palacio still does problems, but Juve away from home looking rusty. I don't know.
I give a draw 2-2.
Really, I'm going a 1-0 Juve win. I'm going another sluggish win, but I think they're gonna get the job done. I don't know who's gonna get on the score sheet. Maybe Dybala, someone like That I could see it, but sluggish in my opinion.
Yep.
On to Tuesday, we got Verona versus Napoli. A lot of people who follow Serie A know that this is a huge game.
Yep.
Because actually, if you check on, can you check on the table right now? Verona and Napoli are very close from each
Yeah,
other.
Napoli's in 6th with 39. Verona's 8th with 38.
Exactly, 1 point, and Verona got a big win this weekend against Cagliari.
Yep.
Verona are home, Napoli are away. This is a huge game. This, for me, is really going to show if Gattuso has what it takes for Napoli. I'll tell you what. He's playing a strong Verona team, and this is a big fight for, Europa League and Champions League. But obviously, Napoli want Champions League. If Napoli can get this job done for me, it shows their consistency. And I think they will. I think they're going to get the job done. I'm going 2-0 win.
Yeah, I agree with a win, but I say 1-0 Napoli.
Yeah. Now another big game that we're going to talk about on Wednesday. Roma versus Sampdoria. What do you expect from this?
I don't
Zaniolo
know.
is not back. He's still training with the team, but
Gabe, what did I tell you yesterday?
I'm really concerned about this.
What did I tell you yesterday? What did I say about my opinion about this game? I don't see Roma winning this game. I'm sorry, I don't see Roma just winning this game.
Well, what I did hear is that Paul Lopez is not going to start because he's injured, and Morante is going to play.
Yeah,
and
that's fine. Morante's a really good.
I think if the back line is going to be Smallin, Mancini, Kolarov, who I don't think is the best defender, and I don't know who's going to play a right back, but I could see Santon. Because Spinazzola is not a good right back. We spoke about this.
And Bruno Perez is the most inconsistent player.
And then in the middle, I would love to see Diawara because he's back and he's our best midfielder.
Veretout, the workhorse.
With Veretout, as he's a workhorse.
And Pellegrini.
And Pellegrini as the 10.
Yep.
On the wings, I would love Kluivert because he works very hard. And honestly, I would like to see Under.
I would love to see Under.
I know I like Carlos Perez, but I really think Under has something to prove. And we already know up top. Edin Dzeko, he can get the job.
So I hope Roma proves me wrong, but I don't see them losing, but I don't see them winning.
I saw it when Sampdoria played Inter yesterday. Was that Sampdoria really clog up? They have a lot of midfielders in the middle.
I saw that too.
So they get their fullbacks pushed forward. So I could see like an advantage for Kluivert and Under using their pace. So I think this game will be determined on the wings. So we need to really capitalize and win this game. So I'm really gonna go with a 2-1 Roma win.
I say 0-0.
You think so?
I say 0-0 tie.
I think Roma will get the job done. I
hope
think it's gonna be shaky, but Dzeko I think is gonna get on the score sheet.
All right.
Moving on to Wednesday, we got Inter versus Sassuolo.
And if Sassuolo plays plays Inter the way they played Atalanta the first 20 minutes, this is going to be a really good game.
Yeah, no. I mean, we've seen over the years how Sassuolo causes Inter a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Like, they really do.
Mm-hmm.
But, once again, I think Conte, he knows what he's doing, and this is simple for me. 2-0 win, Inter's home.
2-0 win? I can agree with that, too.
I think Inter are getting the job done. But more importantly, there's a bigger game on Wednesday. This is the biggest game of midweek in Serie A. Atalanta are home versus Lazio. For me, this is do or die for Lazio. And it's so hard because this is Lazio's first game since quarantine.
Against an Atalanta that just looks in
are
form.
On fire. And what I can say about Lazio is they got everyone. They got Immobile, Milinkovic-Savic, Luis Alberto, Correa, Lucas Leiva. They got everyone.
I don't know. I can't predict this game correctly. I don't know. Because Lazio just looks so dangerous, but at the same time, Atalanta just... they want to win.
I think this, for me, is Atalanta's game, and I'll tell you why. One, they got their job done against Sassuolo. And two, I just feel like Atalanta knows how to beat big teams.
Yeah.
And I know Lazio are like, all right, first game, we got to get headstrong. We got to catch up Juve. This is going to show if Lazio has what it takes. But I'm going 2-1 Atalanta. They got this.
I don't know. I can't say Lazio's winning or Atalanta.
Mm-hmm. I would love for Atalanta.
I mean, I'm going to give it a tie again. I'm going to give it a 1-1 tie.
I think that's a good prediction.
Actually, no. With Atalanta's defense, I'm giving it a 2-2 tie.
Yeah. Dude, that's good, actually.
Yeah, I know. No, it doesn't matter.
So covering now Premier League. So on Monday we got City versus Burnley. I know City are home, and I know City's got everyone fit and everyone to go,
Mhm.
but Burnley caused
Nah,
problems.
this is all City's game.
Really, Burnley
This-
caused problems.
I know, but this is all City's game in my
They
opinion.
could really Burnley could bully that defense. I'm telling you,
Okay, but City can bully that whole team,
that is true.
in my opinion.
One thing I wanted to touch upon though was that Leroy Sané. It's confirmed he's going to Bayern Munich.
And honestly, I think that's a great pickup for Bayern, but a great loss for Man City.
Really, I don't. I'll be honest with you. I think City could replace him easily.
Yeah, but on
So
his
for
day,
me,
he's such a dangerous
he
player.
is, but he's replaceable. Sané can. They could easily get Sancho. They could easily get him.
No, you're right.
And I think City, they have what it takes to replace big players with all the money they have. And like you said, I think Burnley can cause problems, but I think this is City's game.
This is City's game.
I'm going 3-1 City.
I'm going 4-0 City.
On to the next, Tottenham versus West Ham. North London derby, as you could say. I don't think it's the biggest derby. They do have a lot of good games over the past few years, though.
Yeah, they do.
Tottenham, West Ham, two very inconsistent teams this year, but not much to say, I think, because I actually think this is going to be a draw.
You think?
I'm going 1-1.
No, I'm going Tottenham away with this 2-1. Yeah, I say 2-1.
Another game we wanted to touch upon was Leicester versus Brighton on Tuesday. Leicester are obviously in Champions League spots, and they got a draw over the weekend against Watford. They conceded a last-second goal.
Yeah.
But they're playing a Brighton team who just got a very good victory against Arsenal.
But at the same time, Leicester's not Arsenal.
Yeah,
And
so
that's a big
I actually
difference.
think Leicester are going to get this victory.
Me too.
I think it's time for Vardy to get on the score sheet,
Yeah.
even though it's been only one game.
I say 2-0 Leicester.
Yeah, I could go 2-0. I could get a good performance from Vardy, Madison. They got really good players. So,
Yep.
yeah, I think Leicester got this. Man United, Sheffield United.
I mean, see on paper, this is Man U's game all the way. But at the same time,
Sheffield United are good, but they got destroyed by Newcastle.
I know. Oh
They
my
got
God.
destroyed.
I know.
And this is the crazy thing about soccer. People are like, all right, Sheffield, top 5, Newcastle, bottom half.
Yeah.
You come back from quarantine. Newcastle won 3-0, and players like Jolinton and St. Maximin scored, and they don't score a lot of goals. And Sheffield United don't concede a lot of goals. They didn't concede more than 2 goals this whole season.
This
How
is a game.
crazy
This
is
is a
that?
game of soccer we're talking about.
So, United, Sheffield United, this is a really good game. I'm going to go a tie.
Me too. Yeah.
1-1.
Yeah, I can go with 1-1.
Because I think these two teams, for me, are evenly balanced.
Yeah.
So, last game on Wednesday is Liverpool versus Palace. I think Salah's going to play this game, and I think not only that, Liverpool are going to be they're the biggest team in the world right now, and I think their mentality is like, all right, we tied against Everton, that wasn't good enough. Klopp's going to be like, I'm getting my full team on this, and I want to destroy.
Yeah,
Palace.
they want to win the league early.
Palace always give Liverpool problems.
Yeah,
so we know that.
But this is a different Liverpool side.
And I wouldn't count out Palace. I think they're going to put up a fight, but I think Liverpool are too good for it. I'm going 2-1.
I don't know. I don't see Palace scoring. I don't know.
Really, I see them getting.
I say 3-0 Liverpool.
Yeah, I'm going 2-1. I could see them.
Because I think they just want to win the league early.
Yeah,
already.
if they win this game, they win the league.
No. They need 4 more points.
Yeah, you're right.
So they need a win and a tie.
Yeah, they need a win or a tie. So I think they got this.
Yeah.
2-1. Biggest game of the Prem on Thursday. Let's touch upon it. City versus Chelsea.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Actually, wait. Sorry about that. We got Southampton versus Arsenal before that. That's actually a big game to cover. Southampton got a good win against Norwich.
See, at this point, I feel like Arsenal's mentality is like, next game we have to win. It's not that. I feel like it's the next game we can't lose. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that mentality is we have to win. Because at this point, I'd say Southampton. This is Southampton's game.
But I also think for a lot of people, like, Southampton, Arsenal, not the biggest game, but for me, this is a huge game because, and also for Arsenal fans, because you just got destroyed by City 3-0. Then you lost to Brighton. How are you going to react to this?
I don't know. That's what I'm
There's
saying.
only one way for me. You need to win this game. For me, it's a must-win.
But can they?
Arsenal.
But can they?
But can they? That's why I don't know.
No.
And that's why I'm leaning towards a draw. I think 2 losses, is gonna get Arsenal to a draw. I don't think they have what it takes to win this
I don't
game.
think.
Southampton have many good players. One player I want to talk about is Danny Ings.
Oh yeah.
He has a lot of goals
Mhm.
and he's a clinical
I'm
finisher.
agreeing with you that
Mhm.
Arsenal doesn't have what it takes to win the game.
Yeah.
So that's why I believe they're gonna lose 1-0.
You think 1-0
Southampton.
loss?
Yeah.
I'm going. I was gonna say 2-2, but I can't even see Arsenal scoring 2 goals now.
No.
I'm going 1-1. I'm going Danny Ings and I don't know, maybe Aubameyang could get on the score sheet. But on to the next game, the biggest game of the week in my opinion, Chelsea versus City. Chelsea are home.
This is a really good game.
This is honestly one of the best games because I'll tell you what, Chelsea are playing some good ass soccer, and not only that, City are also one of the best teams in the world. You know, De Bruyne, Aguero, Sterling, all these players. But I really do think Chelsea are gonna get this done.
I think so too. And if Chelsea wins, they're in third place, tied with Leicester.
I think this is great for Chelsea because, you know, I think something that people haven't noticed was that these signings with Werner and Ziyech and potentially Havertz, players on that team are motivated because they're like, yo, we're going to have a good team next year.
Yeah, but not even that. I feel like the players in those positions that like
Competing for their spot.
yeah, I think those players like Giroud, Tammy Abraham, Pulisic, they're gonna be the ones who are gonna be like, I need to win this game for my team.
And something I wanted to touch upon was that a lot of Chelsea players that are looking at these players coming in next season are going to be like, all right, these players are coming in to play Champions League. They're not coming in to play Europa League. A captain like Aspilicueta, he's a very good captain.
Yeah.
He's going to tell his team, be like, we're getting good signings, and he's like, we want to play in Champions League next year.
100%.
So this game is a must-win game. For City, they need to just keep winning their big games and, you know, get top four because they still don't know if they're going to play in Champions League next year. For City, I think they're in good form and, you know, getting this win is important. But Chelsea got this win.
I say 2-1 Chelsea.
Yeah, for me, I'm going 2-1.
Yep.
Also, I
Great
think
game.
I think Giroud's going to get on the score sheet again. I
Yeah.
think he's got it. Moving on to La Liga. Final predictions for midweek. We got Barca versus Athletic Club. This is a huge game for Barca.
100%.
And, you know, I'll be honest with you, I think it's time for Barca to pull out the big guns in this game. Start Griezmann, Suarez, and Messi.
Is Griezmann a big gun?
Let's not deny it. He may not be having a good season, but Griezmann's a big player. You can't,
No, he is. No, don't get me wrong. I like Griezmann a lot, but at this some point, I don't know.
I know Ansu Fati's doing well, but I just think Barca need this win, and it's time to play the three of them.
Yeah.
I think everyone could be fit. And I actually think Barca are going to get the job done.
I have a feeling that Athletic Club is going to give them like their run for the money.
Well,
I feel
you
like
saw in the first game of the season, Athletic Club won that game.
Yeah, I know.
Andrew
That's what I'm saying. But these are but now these are two different teams.
Yeah.
They're not the same teams from the start of the season.
But I think Barca are going to get the job done. They're home, and I know it doesn't mean anything, but I just think Barca, that tie against Sevilla, they can get this job done. So
I want to say a tie, but I agree with you. I think Barca's going to
don't
get
get
it
me
done.
wrong. Athletic have some good players like Munayin and
Yeah.
Iñaki Williams. But I think Barca got this. I'm going 2-0.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think Messi's going to carry his team again.
I agree with that.
On to the next game. I wanted to touch upon Levante versus Atletico Madrid because we haven't really spoken about Atletico, and I know that Atletico is a really big team, and they really have climbed up the table. They got big wins and they got important wins, and I've been really impressed with João Felix and Morata and Diego Costa. They've been doing really well up top. The midfield is good. Marcos Llorente looks like a big player,
Yep.
and the back line has been solid.
This is a must-win for them.
I think they're going to get this done.
This is a must-win.
They're away from home, but they got it, in my opinion.
Because if they lose, they're still stuck in third. They're tied for third place with Sevilla.
But I think they're gonna climb up. I think they could get top 3.
No, yeah, me
Sevilla.
too. I say 1-0 Atletico.
Really, I'm going 2-0. I think João Felix is really coming up now and showing his potential.
Yeah, he is.
On to the last game of midweek, we got Real versus Mallorca.
This-
Real's home. I think there's only one winner
This is
here.
Real Madrid's game.
I think Real, easy for me, 3-0.
At this point, Real Madrid's at the top of the table. They want to destroy the small teams. So
Yeah,
I think
and Zidane's got it now.
I
He's
think
got it for me.
3-0 is fine.
I think also, I don't know if Ramos is going to be able to play in this game, but if he doesn't, Varane and Militao could start.
Yeah.
So I think that's important to get a good, relationship in that back line. For Madrid, you just got to keep, scoring goals, performing well. getting Benzema involved for me is the most important thing. He's the key to that team.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going 3-0 Madrid. So that's all for the predictions that we covered up and reviewing. But to end off the video with a couple of questions, I want to ask you something.
Yep. Go ahead.
So I'm going to ask you 3 questions as always. We're going to start off with the first question. Is it bad luck for Arsenal, or is it just bad players and management that all of this has been going on?
What did I say at the beginning of the video? I said they got unlucky, but you made a great point. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's luck anymore. I think it's just the players are just really doing really bad. They're not in form. And I don't think it's Arteta, but at the same time, it is Arteta. Because it can't just be the players. It has to be a combination of both the players and the coach. Because why are they doing so bad? Why are they losing to small teams?
No, I agree with you. Like, I just, I was starting to think. I think it's a mixture of both. Because Leno getting injured, like, I felt like that was kind of bad luck. And,
That is bad luck.
yeah, and I also, like, I just don't know what's going on with Arsenal. I also feel like it's bad luck. To me, Arteta's a very good coach.
He is.
And he knows what he's doing, but it's just he's not getting the job done right now. And his players just aren't top quality. But at the same time, I think, like, Arsenal, the players really need to step it up. Like, Aubameyang, for me, he's not the captain of that team.
No, he's not.
I think they need someone who's going to lead that team.
Do you bring back Ozil into the squad?
I think maybe you should. Maybe.
What are these tactical reasons he's
Not only that, like, they lacked creativity in that game against Brighton.
And he's the most creative player.
I think it's a mixture of both.
Yeah.
Next question I have for you is that over the weekend, we saw enter a first half that was great against Sampdoria, and then a very, disappointing second half. So my question is, are Inter too inconsistent to win Serie A?
I think so, because don't get me wrong, I like Inter and everything, but they don't have the play. They have the coach to do it, but they don't have the players at this point in time in the league. Maybe next year, yeah, they can win the league.
Mm-hmm.
But at this point in time, with all that happened, they're not gonna win the league. I say third place is where they should be.
And I agree with you. I think Inter are very good. They have a very good coach. They got great players, but I don't think they're ready to win Serie A this year. Maybe next year, but they're not ready this year. For me, it just shows it's time after time. They'll have a really good first half or a really bad first half, and then come out in the second half differently. So we saw it even in the Milan derby. They had a really bad first half,
Yeah.
and then came out second half.
I say third place is where they should be.
Yeah, I think that's what they got. Last question I have for you is Benzema the most underrated player in the world right now?
100%.
Yeah.
If it was before quarantine, I'd be like, nah, he's fine. He's just doing fine.
Really? Yeah, nah,
he's
I
doing
disagree
good.
with that. He's been doing good the whole
I
season.
know, but at the same time, like now, you can just show, like he has moments in time. You can't tell me I'm wrong. He has moments in time when he's like, why is he playing for Madrid? And other times, like, oh my God, this player's amazing.
Dude, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Benzema for me has been one of, if not the most underrated striker of the last decade.
Yeah, no, I agree
This
with
guy
that.
has been at has been at Real Madrid since 2010, and has just always been underrated because Cristiano Ronaldo's been there. Then Bale came. Then you had players like Modric. Benzema was always under the radar, but I think now that Ronaldo left, there was someone who had to carry that, and it's been him.
It is.
He's been scoring goals, been creating goals. He is the best player on that team, in my opinion. If not him, Ramos. But this guy has gotten the best out of Vinicius Jr. He's getting the best out of Hazard now. Rodrigo, even Mariano when he comes off the bench. I think Benzema is just world class for me. He's definitely top 3 strikers for me in the world.
I agree with that. No, I agree with that 100%. So now on to my questions. So you see all the big teams in Serie A, like Juve, Napoli, and Inter. They struggled. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Napoli, I know they won Coppa Italia
Mm-hmm.
on penalties. They still scored 1 goal against Juve. The game before, they scored 1 goal. How come all those big teams were struggling? And then there's Atalanta.
I'll tell you what. There's something that Atalanta have that none of those teams have right now. And it's this hunger to determine to show Europe that they're one of Europe's elite top teams right now.
I think
Because
so too.
Inter, Lazio, and Juve, don't get me wrong, they're bigger than Atalanta. Like if you talk to someone who doesn't really know about Serie A, and you'll be like, Yo, who's better? Juve, Inter, Lazio. You compare them to Atalanta, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, Lazio. Like, look at the table. Like, no,
Yeah.
Atalanta have something to prove. They're gonna fight, and they're just gonna show everyone how good they are, and they don't care who they play. They're just gonna come at you like any other team.
Yeah.
And that showed against Sassuolo. They looked at Sassuolo how they look at Juve. They're like, I don't care who you are, we're gonna attack you. And for me, one of the positive signs is that Duvan Zapata was injured almost the whole season.
Yeah.
The whole beginning of the season. He's come back, he scored 2 goals right
Two
away.
really good goals too.
Duvan, Papu, Ilicic, Pasalic, Hattabur, all these players are underrated. This team has what it takes. And I think the reason why all these big teams aren't playing at their best like Atalanta is because Atalanta for me are just hungrier.
You're right. No, I can agree with that. You're 100% right with that. And then my second question is, the Liverpool, do they take it easy these couple games coming up? Because they're 20 points ahead. I know they only need 4 points. So does that mean they take it a little bit easy, or they go for two? Do they go for 2 wins, or are they okay with a tie and a win?
I honestly think, listen, against Everton they didn't have their best game, but I understand it's been for a long time. But I think that's not Klopp's mentality. Klopp's mentality is, I want to win right away. He's going to get 2 wins on the bounce, in my opinion.
You're
So there's no slowing down for Liverpool. I think after they officially win the league, all right, play your youngsters, get some experience in. So I think Klopp's mentality and Liverpool's mentality as the players is, let's get the job done now.
You're right. You're right.
Mhm.
My last question is for a little bit next year.
Mhm.
You see Inter's midfield. They have Brozovic, Eriksson, Barella, Sensi.
Yeah.
With Tonali coming in, who are your 3 starters for next year?
Well, is it official that Tonali's coming in?
Let's say it is official.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say it
We
is.
don't know. Juve could freaking come out of nowhere.
I know, but okay, let's say it is.
So let's say it is.
Inter's lineup next year. What's it look like midfield?
Inter always play a 3-5-2 with a CDM, but
Mhm.
I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna go with 3-5-2 with the attacking midfielder. So I'm gonna go Eriksson has to start. He's the
Yeah.
best player on that.
I agree with that.
In the midfield. So he's the attacking midfielder. Then I'm going Barella on the left side because Barella is a workhorse, and I just feel like he has what it takes for Inter. I remember I was telling you that Barella got a bit inconsistent towards the middle of the season,
But then he picked it up.
but I feel like he has what it takes.
Yeah.
He's the engine of that team.
Mhm.
This might be a shock to you, but I see Tonali starting.
Over Brozovic.
Yeah.
Why?
Brozovic is so important to the team, and he's the guy who holds the midfield. But for me, Brozovic, I think he's like 29 years old. He's getting old, and
Mhm.
Tonali and him are similar players, and Tonali's younger and better in my opinion. So I think Tonali starts, and you could keep Brozovic on the bench. For me, Senzi's got to go.
But Sensi has got to go. But does Tonali know what it's like to play on a Champions League team, on a winning team, on a title racing
You're
team?
right.
That's what I want?
Well,
to know.
that's why I'm saying keep Brozovic on the bench because there could be a time where Tonali maybe doesn't have a good game and doesn't have that experience, and you bring on Brozovic, and he has that experience and everything. For Senzi, I like the guy a lot. I think he's a very good player, and don't get me wrong, he could fit into this team, but he just gets injured way too much.
Yeah, no, you're
So
right.
I think that's a key.
I think they keep Sensi and give it to Gagliardini. I don't see what is he.
I think that's an option too, but Gagliardini is a good squad player, and we forget to say that Conte said I want a big squad, so maybe just keep everyone.
Yeah, because you can't. Sensi's a really good player. On his day,
Yeah,
he's like a little Italian Messi.
yeah.
Don't quote me on that, but he is.
Not Italian Messi.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
But yeah, thank you for watching the video, and we hope you enjoyed it, and we covered everything we can. So the next video we're gonna cover is weekend action from Thursday to Sunday.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching and enjoy.
Peace out.